Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. Hope you all are probably waking up and getting your day started. Some of you may be staying in, getting some rest. We thank God for another day. We thank Him for another opportunity just to be able to be alive, to be living, breathing, and having our being upon the earth. I thank God for just another completed week that was successful, that was purposefully driven, that everything that I desired to get done on the course of this week got done, and it was done without murmuring or complaining. It was done without second guessing myself or what God has given me. I just thank God for another day. I hope you all are taking some time to decompress, to unwind from a busy week. If you have to work on Saturday, because of course we know that some of you work on Saturdays, we pray that you're careful. I pray that you stay the course and that you are productive on this day, and that you, on whatever off day that you have, that you take that time to spend with you, to spend with God, to make sure you're getting proper rest, and that you're able to go back and be focused and everything that you desire to complete throughout the course of this week, it gets done. Welcome, 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 everybody. This is Chatting with Chantel. I'm your girl, Chantel, and it's Saturday, and I'm up, and God woke me up this morning with such a profound word. Nothing that we don't already know, but sometimes God will give you stuff just to remind you of who He is, just to remind you of what He's capable of. And when He woke me up this morning, He woke me up in just such a peaceful mindset, and I was just like, oh my goodness, I have to share and encourage somebody else that may be needing a word or needing some encouragement, needing a push, or just needing to hear that God has not left us. He has not failed us. And we thank God on this morning. For those of you that are joining us for the very first time, please make sure that you like, share, comment. Let me know where you're listening from. We are on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook. Excerpts will be posted on TikTok. We have a YouTube channel that's Chatting with Chantel. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification button for anytime there is a new podcast posted. You will know first, and you'll be able to listen, chime in. Let me know wherever you're listening to this podcast from, because we're on so many podcast platforms, and so that you're able to listen. Hopefully the word is getting out. Hopefully you're being blessed, and I thank God. I just thank Him for giving me this thing that allows me to step out of my comfort zone and to begin to share with those that are around me, to begin to share with those that are in my family, those that truly understand who God is and what He's capable of. We share, we piggyback off of one another, and we honor God just for that. Good morning to you all. If you desire to send any messages, you can inbox me on whatever platform, or you can email me at bookaprilskinner@gmail.com, and I'll be sure to respond. Thank you to all of those that are always listening, sharing, downloading, commenting. I definitely appreciate it. Got a message just this week saying that there was no new podcast episodes, and I was just asking God that even in this year, even in this season of Chatting with Chantel, allow my words not to be repetitious, allow my words not to be just words, but and everything that you give me, allow it to be intentional, and that when you give it to me, I can share, and that it not only helps others, but it helps me as well. So I definitely thank God on this morning. But like I said, God woke me up, when I say early, because I thought I was going to be sleeping in. At least that's what I told myself. But he woke me up this morning, and when he woke me up, he gave me Proverbs 3 and 5. And it says, and it's a very familiar scripture for those of you that know it. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all of your ways, acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. He will direct your path. Whatever version you're reading, it will differentiate, but it all means the same thing. But what stuck out to me was, oftentimes we say and we tell God, I trust you. Or we tell people in our lives that we trust them. And trust is something, when I thought about the word trust is something that is earned. And a lot of you may be looking strange, like, how did we earn, or how did God earn our trust? If you look at God's track record, his track record has shown us time and time and time again that he is a provider, he's a healer, he's a comforter, he's a waymaker, he's a shelter, he's our ram in the bush, he is our very present help, he is our healer, he is our mind regulator, he's our heart fixer, he is our doctor, our lawyer, everything God has been. And that has built our track record with him. That has allowed us each and every time he comes through for us, or each and every time he comes through for somebody else, it builds our trust in him. We can't trust in something that we don't know or haven't experienced. We can't trust in something that we've never taken the time to get to know. And see, the more you trust, the more you get to know God, the more you have to trust him that his promises will be fulfilled upon the earth. And I think about how many times we tell God, I trust you. I trust you to keep me. I trust you to guide me. I trust you to lead me. And one of the things that I'm definitely learning this year is I can't keep saying, God, I trust you, and then put myself in the way. If you say that you trust God, if you say that you truly put your trust in him, we have got to learn how to move out of the way. We've got to learn how to pray and take our hands off of that thing. We have got to trust God in that if he's asked us to go someplace or do something or say something or involve ourselves in something, trust him enough to know that he is going to keep us, he's going to protect us, he is going to not allow us to cause any harm to ourselves or those around us. Trust him enough to know he's going to give us an inclination when things are right, when things are wrong. Trust him enough to know that he's going to constantly keep talking to us and keep speaking to us and keep abiding with us and keep covering us and keep walking with us and keep shielding us. Trust him enough to know that whatever it is that you desire for him, he's going to come through. But he's got to know that trust has no doubt, that trust has no fault, and that trust has nobody else in it but him. There's a scripture in the Bible that says some trust in horses, some may trust in chariots, but we will trust in the name of God. In this place that I'm in right now, God has really been dealing and working and growing me up in trusting him and moving solely in what he has told me. Everything that God says that he has given to me, from my life, my career, my spiritual walk, this podcast, my music, my family, my children, I am trusting God. No, I understand that me having control hinders him from doing what he says that he will do. So I've learned to take a step back. I've learned to be silent. I've learned not to always have something to say or to rebuttal against that which is going on around me. I trust him enough to allow all of this stuff to unfold and then for him to show up mighty in my life. And the more that I trust him, the more that I believe him, the more that I keep working on what he has told me to work on, the more that I keep walking in the ways that he has told me to walk in, the more he keeps blessing me, the more he keeps healing my family members, the more he keeps touching the lives of individuals that are around me, the more he keeps showing himself mighty and strong in my life, because I trust him. I trust him to cover me. I trust him to take control over this tongue of mine. And so that every time I want to say something that may be a little reckless or maybe harmful, he stops me and he reminds me that if you trust me, you don't have to respond that way. If you trust me, you will allow me to do the work. Yes, it may hurt. Yes, it may make me mad. Yes, it may hurt my feelings or make me cry. Yes, it may make me look at people differently. But God said, if you trust me and just understand that your understanding is not my understanding, that I'm building something, that I'm working on something that will allow them to see that you can't keep doing this to my anointed the enemy. I'm building you to show the enemy that, guess what? Even though you tried it, guess what? They haven't wavered. Even though you tried it, they haven't faltered. Even though you tried it, they're yet still walking in the abundance that I have given them because they trust me. See, our trust with God never fails us. God never fails. He may not show up when we want him to, but God shows up just in the nick of time. And he does that so that we will trust him. If God showed up every single time we called him, do you know what our trust would be like? Do you know what our faith would be like? But see, God sits back and he was like, I'm going to see if they actually mean what they say. Okay, Chantel, if you say that you trust me, allow me to speak through you. Allow me to allow your life to be a living testimony. Yes, some changes have to be made. Yes, you have to grow in the spirit. Yes, you have to grow in the word. Yes, your prayer life has to begin to manifest within you. And then it will start to trickle over into your family and into your children and into your job and into those that are around you. Yes, if you trust me, let me use you the way that I want to use you. Not the way that you want to be used, but the way that I want to use you. See, we have desires. We have desires that we wish to do. And our desires are definitely not God's desires. But what he does is he understands what it is that we love. He understands what it is that we have passion for. And he was just like, okay, well, if you trust me, you'll trust me enough to use you in this capacity, and I'll elevate you in this, in which you take joy in doing. So it's not that he's taking it away. It's that he's going to get the glory first, and then he's going to give you the desires of your heart. What are my desires? Those things that I take joy in. I love music. I love being and taking care of children. I love having myself around family members or friends that love to have a good time. I love to help people or serve people or whatever it is that you love. God will allow, if it's baking, if it's cooking, if it's sewing, that may not be what all God has for you. But if you trust him to manifest himself in your life, he blesses that which you take pleasure in after he gets the glory. And I can remember a long time ago, I would often tell people, I don't want to do anything ever in church except for sing, because it was something that I was good at. It was something that made me feel good. It was something that I took pride in. And God began to, the older that I got and the more wiser that I got with him, letting me know that there was more beyond just singing, that I realized, guess what? And I began to ask God, okay, God, I understand that that's what I like, but I want more of you. I want to be able to speak the word. I want to be able to know the word. I want to be able to reference the word. I want to be able to, even in the midst of singing, be able to minister the word. And so God began to work that thing. I had to trust him. And there were times where I would get so inside of my head and I would talk myself out of things because I did not trust him. But it's when I finally came to myself and understood that I could not lean on my own understanding, that I had to lean on his understanding. And his understanding, he told me to make sure, if you want to know the word, you got to study the word. So I have to study the word to show myself approved. So that meant I had to spend more time with him. And the more time that I spent with him, the more that I began to read, the more that I began to understand. See, you can't sing something or say something and not have understanding. So God was making sure that you got to believe what you're saying. Don't just spit my scriptures out here, or don't just spit my words out here and my ways and my testimonies and my miracles and my signs and my wonders, and you don't believe. If you don't believe, then how are you going to allow others to believe exactly what I've done and to trust me if you don't trust me? So God had to work that thing in me, and then he began to manifest in my life in the music aspect. And even now, when some people, once you tell people your desires, there's still those people that only see you for that one thing. And it's funny, and I have to laugh each and every time it's done, because I just say to myself, like, God, they don't even know. And it's not for me to tell them, because guess what? His understanding is not your understanding. It's not for you to understand what he's doing in my life, but he's given me this podcast platform to manifest that which he has required of me, or that which he wants to do in me. Keep trying to keep me in that, but I'll let you stay over there. See, those things, when I trust him and when I begin to allow him to do his work, that don't bother me no more. It don't bother me that that's all that you think of me, because see, my God keeps placing me in places where I get to show the goodness of God. I get to speak the goodness of God. And there are some people that are so they're so fixated on that one thing that they don't want to see anything else in you. But I trust God enough that if this is the only place, God, that you begin to let me do it, and let me trust you enough to make this podcast great. Let me trust you enough that every word that comes out of my mouth, it will hit the ear gates, or it will hit the airwaves of those that need to hear it. Do you trust him? I'll trust him. I'll continue to trust him to be the head of my life. I'll continue to trust him to lead me and to guide me into all truth. I'll trust him to take over those things in which I cannot control. I'll trust him to heal that which is broken. I'll trust him enough to begin to cover that which I cannot reach. My children, my family members that are not right next to me. I trust him enough that when I speak the word, or when I pray on a thing, that he goes and he does just that thing. I trust him. Will you trust him? Can you take your hands off of, whatever it is? Can you take your hands can you take yourself out of the way and trust him, and lean not to your own understanding? See, your own understanding is going to allow you to talk yourself out of some things. Your own understanding is going to allow you to pick apart what God never intended for it to be picked apart. Your understanding is not going to be his understanding, because God sees far ahead, and where we and where he sees far ahead, we may be looking right in front of us. We can go someplace and there'll only be two people there, and we be fixated on the fact that God is not even nobody here. But what God is thinking is they'll come, they'll be here, and I'm just preparing you and placing you in a place that will get you ready, that will begin to allow you to speak and do more and walk. Trust me enough to know that I'm way ahead of you already. I've walked through this already. I understand that there's only a little here now, but see, I'm looking at the much that you will receive at the end. Don't look at the little in the beginning. The little is the training ground for the much that you're getting ready to walk in. Will you trust him enough to make it to the much? I trust you. Trust is a big thing because, see, trust comes with you stepping outside of yourself. Trust comes with being silent. Trust comes with not always being favored. Trust comes with being overlooked. Trust comes with ridicule. Trust comes with somebody always having something to say. But if you trust me the way that you say that you do, then that won't bother you. That won't deter you. It won't even allow you to falter or waver, because my trust in the Lord is so strong that nothing else matters. I trust you to the point, God, that if all else fails, I'm still going to trust you. That even if it doesn't come out favorable, I'll still trust you, because guess what? There's something else. You may have known something else that I did not need to walk into. I'll trust you because you said that in your word that if I trust you, all of these things that I desire will be added unto me. I'll trust you because every track record that you have in the Bible, in this walk, has been nothing but good. And even in those moments where you felt like you were going to get angry, or where you felt like your flesh was going to rise up, you allowed and you trusted God to the point where he stepped up and placed a shield, a hedge around you, that you could not be harmed, that you could not be touched, that you could not be taken away from what the plan was. You had that tunnel vision. And God, I trust you enough to only see you, that I don't give in to the naysayers. I don't give in to those that may even second guess, well, how is it that he's using her? And how is it that all of a sudden you go from this point to this point? I trust you enough that whatever it is that you have for me, however you want to do it, I'm willing to allow you to do the work. Do you trust him? Do you trust him enough to stand in the role of whatever it is that you're doing in your life and be who God has called you to be? Whether it be a mother, whether it be a father, whether it be that sister or that brother, whether it be a leader, whether it be a supervisor, whether it's a coworker, whether it's those that have that have the ability to work with children. Do you trust God enough to allow your life to become a living testimony? A testimony doesn't say that every day is sunshine. A testimony is that even when it's raining, I'll trust you. Even when it's not favorable, I'll trust you. Even when the odds are stacked against me, I'll trust you. Even when they turn their backs on me, I'll trust you. Do you trust him enough to show himself mighty and strong? And it's in those conditions that God thrives the most. I often tell people God does his best work when he's quiet, when God does not respond, when God does not make the big boom that we think is coming. He's doing his best work. Do you trust him? I trust him enough to continue to lead me, to continue to guide me, to continue to protect me, to continue to shield me, to continue to cover me, my children, my family, my loved ones, my friends. Do you trust him? I trust him. I trust him with every fiber of my being. I now know that I can't have my hands in the way if I say that I trust him. I'm taking my hands off and I'm letting him do the work. I'm letting him begin the change. I'm letting him bring it all together so that when he makes the statement piece, you get it, you understand it, you see it. And it won't be for a temporary situation, or it won't be for just a short period of time, but it will be forever. There's longevity, there's substance, there is a foundation in which will not be broken. Do you trust him enough to walk in his way, to believe that everything that he has promised, it will come to pass? You have to trust him. You have to know him. You have to believe him. You have to stand and not give in to that which is around you. And it may get hard and it may get challenging, but one thing I know, that he will never leave you nor forsake you. He will send those around you to make sure that you hold yourself up and you keep moving forward. Sometimes you may have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you may have to cry it out. But guess what? Even in the tears, even in the alone time, even in the not understanding, God, one thing I will say for sure from this day forward is that my trust will never change. I'll trust you even when it hurts. I'll trust you even if I'm by myself. I'll trust you that you have the complete and ultimate control over everything. Do you trust him? I will trust him. I trust him because he loves me and he's changing me, and I can see it. I see it. I know it. I think it. I walk it. I know it. And I trust him. And I thank him on today. That's what God woke me up with this morning. And it just placed me in such a wonderful, 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 wonderful space that God was able to wake me up this morning and encourage me that if you trust me, I'll keep doing it for you. If you trust me, it does not matter what anybody else says. I'll keep using you. You keep doing what it is that I've given you to do. You keep going. You keep pushing. You keep walking. And you keep praying. And I promise I'll show up every single time. Do you trust him? Trust him. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. And in all of your ways, acknowledge him. Everything, you got to acknowledge him. And he will continue to direct your path. That's Proverbs 3 and 5. I hope you all enjoyed this morning. That which God has encouraged me, I hope it encourages you to trust God. He will not fail us. I promise you, even in this world, he will not fail us. Thank you so much for chiming in. This is just a moment, a Saturday encouragement that I wanted to give to you. That if you trust God, God will take complete control over everything, and he'll begin a work in you. Thank you so much for listening. Please make sure that you like, share, comment. Let me know where you're listening from. If you want to inbox me your thoughts. And continue to lean not to your own understanding and pray. Prayer changes things. And if you continue to pray and believe in what you're praying, God will begin to show up mighty and strong in your life. Thank you so much. Don't forget, like I said, to like, share, comment. Thank you to all of those that do so. Don't forget to spend some time with yourself and with God on today. Get some rest. And guess what? Tomorrow is Sunday, where we get to worship God once again corporately with our brothers and sisters in Christ. And make sure you find some place to worship. Know that I love you. I hope that you have a great day. And everybody be blessed. Bye.